Mark Robinson doesn't declare his candidacy for governor in 2024, but he comes awfully close. He tells readers they need to support police no matter what, and that the Republican Party supports equality for black voters. On the drive to Logan Street in Greensboro, where Mark Robinson grew up, we learned that the lieutenant governor listens to rock and roll trivia on Rock 92's Chris and Chris show. We also learned that he has a wide range of taste in music.
I might go from that to Johnny Cash to Luciano Pavarotti. Who knows? Yeah, so right here was 616 Logan Street.
The house on Logan Street is no longer there, but Robinson's memories of growing up poor in Greensboro are still with him.
As bad as it sounded, it was a good childhood. There was a lot of happy times in there too. A lot of happy times out here in this neighborhood.
One story the lieutenant governor tells in his book will resonate with any parent wondering what their kids are up to. As a youngster, Robinson tells us he risked his life on a railroad track. Quote, "I lay down flat on the track, my back as flush against the gravel as I could make it, as the train passed over me."
I was a daredevil when I was a kid, much to my mom's chagrin.
Robinson describes the experience in his book as being inside a man-made tornado. He also says that he did it several more times. He now says it was extremely dangerous and completely stupid.
The lessons I learned as a kid have caused me to be a lot more cautious in my life right now, and to advise other people, young people, to be cautious as well.
When are you all going to start standing up for the majority?
Many believe that Robinson's interest in politics began with his viral speech on guns before the Greensboro City Council in 2018. But his political views went public at least a decade before that on social media. Robinson wrote political memes like this one, following the police shooting of a young black woman named Breonna Taylor in Louisville, Kentucky. It sparked public outrage. He wrote on Facebook, quote, "If we really wanted you dead, all we'd have to do is stop patrolling your neighborhoods and wait." In his book, Robinson urges people to support police even when the police are in the wrong. You said that after the George Floyd incident,
yes,
people should be inspired to become police. I didn't follow that. What do you mean?
So instead of people pushing the police away when things like that happen, I believe they should pull police closer, and they should ask the police departments, what do you need? And what's the one thing the police officers need? They need good police officers.
Robinson's memoir, We Are the Majority, The Life and Passions of a Patriot, describes the GOP as the party that opposed slavery and Jim Crow, writing, quote, "Today, we as a party stand for the same principles we stood for back then. Nothing has changed." The critics who say that voter suppression laws across this country do not help black voters.
There are no voter suppression laws being passed in this country. There are laws that are being passed that cause people to be responsible in voting.
Robinson says he's close friends with one of the A&T 4 who led the Greensboro sit-in movement. But adds as a kid growing up in Greensboro, he was unaware of what happened at the Woolworth's lunch counter.
I never knew what happened there. I never knew the history that happened at that counter. I'd sit there and eat a hot dog and some French fries and a drink, and just never knew what happened there.
Do you see yourself, I guess is a better way of putting it, as a potential role model for some other young black kid growing up in this
Absolutely, absolutely, and I make no bones about it. The influence that the older black gentlemen in this neighborhood, at the church I attended, the influence that they had on my life is invaluable.
The lieutenant governor says he opposes Medicaid expansion. He also opposes gambling in North Carolina, but says he'd be willing to let voters decide, gambling that is, in a referendum. In Greensboro, I'm Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.